Welcome to the channel, it's Kay, and in today's swatch sesh, I'm featuring a new brand, at least to me and also to the channel, because today we are talking about cracked polish. It took me long enough to go check out this brand, but I am so happy that I did because I am in love, you guys. I'm gonna shut up though and save the rest for the actual swatches, but if you, like me, are new to Cracked, they are vegan, they're cruelty-free, and they are 10-free in case you want to support these things. These polishes that I purchased them on the Cracked Polish website. However, Cracked actually collaborates with Polish Pickup and with Hella Handmade Creations. I'm not sure if they collaborate with other events, but just as a heads up, you will be able to find some unique shades whenever PPU and HHC come around. With that said and out of the way, let's get into the sesh. Bit of bubbly. We are kicking off these swatches with this glittery gold shade, which is part of Cracked Food Coma collection. Now, starting from the ground up, it seems like what we have here is a clear base that is on a strict gold shimmer, possibly glitter diet. Now, the opacity is not full. However, I am aiming for just 2 coats since it's not overly sheer either. I have a few gold polishes in my little stash, right? But I still don't feel like I found my gold. They're either too pale of a gold, too bronzy leaning, or the finish is just one that I'm not a big fan of. So that's the main reason why I added this one to my cart. But the end result of a bit of bubbly has me truly feeling like my search for a gold polish is over. In my opinion, this is the perfect shade of gold. It's not too pale, too yellow, too deep, or too bronzy leaning. You can also see that there is a bit of texture, which gives the polish a little bit more dimension for those of you who enjoy that. Cheeky bottoms. Moving on to this beautiful neon pink color, which, fun fact, is actually Crack's very first neon shade. So not a lot to talk about here, as you can imagine, since this is a creme finish with nothing else outside of that neon hot pink hue. But we have to keep in mind that not all neon pinks are the same, right? Some are a little hotter, more cool, or warm toned, or more or less bright. So I would say that this neon pink contains a little bit more white than other neon pinks in my collection, making it just a little bit more brighter while still keeping that neon factor boundary, because it does not go into pastel territory whatsoever. It's super creamy, it has great self-leveling power, and I do suspect that 2 coats will be a good stopping point for most people. Dark like my heart. Now we get to the only jelly shade that I picked up, which is described as a charcoal jelly or maybe a gray jelly. It looks gray in the bottle, at least, compared to my black jellies, so I thought this one was pretty unique. We all know there's so many jelly colors to choose from, but I do have to say I'm pretty sure that this is the first time I come across a gray one. Now, right off the bat, during that first coat, I knew I wouldn't have any self-leveling issues. That first coat was really even, which creates a great foundation for the rest of the coats, because especially with jellies, if the polish pools, it's going to show up in the end result due to the sheerness of this finish. Now, as a heads up, if you want more of a visible nail line, I would say to stop at the second coat. You should still get a nice color saturation level at that point that still allows you to see your nail, but when you move on to the third, the nail line really starts to fade. So just keep that in mind. Drunken Fools. Here is the topper of my haul, and first I'm gonna do one coat over my bare nail because I don't want the elements to pile up on one another too much and prevent us from clearly seeing them. Now let's break this down. What we have here is a clear base filled with orange to pink to gold shifting shimmers, and then we get holographic glitters that are noticeably larger than those shimmers, which give way to a really pretty twinkle. I want to try this over black though and really see what's going on. So immediately you get a clear view of those tiny shimmer particles glowing in what looks like a coppery reddish tone. So the black canvas clearly creates a much better environment for that twinkle and sparkle and rainbow stuff to really come through and come alive and kind of just like dazzle you. But keep in mind that this topper, because of those shimmers, will not only add that dusting of rainbow sparkle, but it will also slightly change the color of whatever polish you put it over because of that warm toned shimmer. It shouldn't be a huge difference though. Void. Moving on to Void, which is the only magnetic finish that I picked up, and as always I will be swatching this one in 3 styles. First unmagnetized, then in the velvet effect, and lastly in the cat eye effect. What we have here is a black base with magnetic pigments in pink, green, and blue colors, but honestly it just looks like a rainbow assortment. It's very, very pretty, and you'll get to see that more clearly soon. Unmagnetized, it is going to need at least 2 coats in my experience to achieve that full opacity, and once you do that you end up with this sort of deep purple with rainbow shimmers type of look due to that magnetic pigment being scattered really evenly across the nail plate. But let's see the difference when applying this one in the velvet effect. Right away those pigments get pulled around in a way that makes the manicure look like a cabochon on your fingertips. That's always my first thought when I see this effect. And as I move the nail around, you can see that at some angles you get a light purple flash of color, and then it goes into the deep black tone of that base at other angles. And of course I can't leave out those really pretty rainbowy shimmer. It definitely makes your nails look like a actual void. Lastly, we are moving on to the cat eye effect, which does 2 things. It removes all that magnetic pigment from the base, isolating that black tone while pulling all of that rainbowy magnetic pigment to wherever you place the magnet. Now this effect will also create some movement in the color like the velvet style does, but it's not as strong. Still amazing though. Gray matters. Gray Matters is actually a charity polish, and what we have here is a metallic icy gray polish with small pink, purple, and copper flakes. Now that metallic gray base is particularly interesting because it has some purple and blue tones, so this isn't quite your typical gray. It's very cool what Crack did here, and it makes for a stunner of a polish. You might have noticed in that first application that this isn't a 1 coat. You should definitely be prepared to move on to at least a 2nd coat. I am stunned over this polish. Like, the thing is, I rarely find silvers and grays that I love. It's one of those that, like Stefanie the Polish Yogi said, changed my brain chemistry. I am altered. Now I noticed these really pretty blue elements in the bottle that light up under certain lighting, but you don't really seem to get that effect on the nail. Now if you, like me, are also in in love with this polish. Keep in mind that it will only be available on the Crack Polish website through May of 2025, and $5 from every bottle will be donated. But for more info on that, check out their website. TLDL, here's my first cracked polish haul, and what an overwhelmingly positive experience. I'm not sure if you noticed, but we do get a paddle style brush in all of these shades, so it does look like that is the default for cracked, which I know a lot of us really appreciate. And regardless of the finish, remember I did get a jelly, a creme, a topper, a magnetic, shimmers, and even flakies, but all of them were honestly great to work with. I had no issues with the formula. Unfortunately, Drunken Fools has been discontinued, but the rest are still available on the website, and the prices range from $10 to $13 USD. I think I have gushed enough. Honestly, I'm just really satisfied with this haul. So let me know your thoughts on this brand, and if you want to see more of them on the channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye. Bum, 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 bum. Hello, testing 1 2 3. I am back because I forgot to record this question that I got from Collab. So Editing K is here to answer the question titled Dope Ghost Deep Dive. Hey K, we all love the channel's mascot Dope Ghost. Can you tell us the story of how he got his name? You so cheekily allude to it elsewhere on this very website. So thank you so much for your question, Collab. And yeah, so Dope Ghost, he got his name because at the time I had been wanting a cat. I had been wanting a cat for a really long time, and on that day, it was March 2nd. I'll never forget the day because it's my boyfriend's birthday. So on that day, I left to go to my volunteer gig, and when I came back, I was walking towards my unit, and when I turned around the corner, there was the cat. He was just like snuggled up, looking pretty bad. To be honest, he was looking pretty rough. But the first thing that came to mind for some reason was ghost. And I think it was because, well, first of all, when I left, he wasn't there. And then when I got there, he was. And I had never seen that particular cat in this complex. And I've lived here for quite some time. Another reason is that I kind of felt like my desire or something was answered in a way by the universe. The cat distribution system chose me that day, and so I still to this day call him every now and then my little apparition. By the way, I did take him to the vet to see if he had a chip. I also posted him on a few websites, but he doesn't have a chip, and still now to this day, it's been like 4 years, I have not gotten a reply from any of the lost and found type of posts that I made for him. So I mean, at this point, I think I could say he's my cat. He's my cat. If anyone else has rescued a cat or any pet, I would love to hear your story. We can catch up in the comments. Have a good one. I'll see you guys on the next video.
Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching so much. Thank you for watching my video. Thank you so much. Yeah. Thank you.